looked in the mirror and thought, am I dressing too bold? Should I tone it down? Then Iris Apfel has some words of wisdom for you. I'm channeling my inner Iris Apfel today. She believed that more is more, boring is a crime, and age, well, that's just a number, darling. In today's video, I'm sharing the life and style lessons I've learned from the one and only Iris Apfel. She was the fashion icon that proved confidence doesn't retire at 50 or 90 or ever. So let's get into it. The first quote from Iris, more is more and less is a bore. This is Iris's most iconic quote, and honestly, it's the one that shook me most. Because how many times have we been told to tone it down as we age? Muted colors, minimal jewelry, no bold patterns. But Iris flipped that idea on its head. She wore stacks of bangles, giant beads, oversized glasses, and overly embroidered coats. Sometimes all at once. And it worked because you know what? She owned it. Now, I'm not saying you need to walk out the door looking like a museum installation unless you want to. But if you ever held back on wearing a statement necklace or a chunky shoe, I want you to ask yourself why you did that. A little bit of drama can transform an outfit and your mood. Go ahead and wear something that makes you feel alive. Iris's next quote, style is attitude, attitude, attitude. And you know, there's one thing that's really important that we know. Clothing is just fabric until you add your personality. And that's what Iris meant by attitude. She didn't care about labels. She cared about the energy behind the outfit. You could wear a head to toe designer ensemble and feel invisible. Or you could wear a $20 thrifted jacket with confidence and suddenly the whole room notices. It's about how you carry yourself. Are you slouching through your style or strutting it? When you walk in a room like you belong there, your outfit will follow your lead. So if you're over 50 and wondering, can I pull this off? The answer is yes, if you believe you can. Your attitude is the best accessory. Iris's next quote is color can raise the dead. Iris was fearless with color. Fuchsia, turquoise, citron yellow, all worn unapologetically. And I know color can be intimidating, especially when all the magazines tell us to keep wearing black because it's slimming. But Iris didn't believe in disappearing. She believed in showing up. And adding color does not mean dressing like a crayon box. A swipe of bold lipstick, a colorful handbag, a red shoe with an otherwise neutral outfit, that's all it takes to brighten up your look. And you know what? Try wearing color once in a while. You will find that people notice. They remember you, and you seem more energetic, more open, and more you. So if your wardrobe feels like it's in permanent grayscale, this might be the time to wake it up. Iris's next quote, when you don't dress like everybody else, you don't have to think like everybody else. This is one of my personal favorites because Iris knew the real magic happens when you stop chasing trends and you start dressing for you. You don't need to copy what someone else is wearing on Instagram. In fact, Iris would probably roll her eyes at that. Instead, think about what makes you feel the most like yourself. Is it a long flowing skirt? Structured jackets, cowboy boots with everything? The moment that you dress in a way that reflects your personality, not the dress code of society, you step into your power. And as Iris proved again and again, fitting in is overrated. Standing out is where the real fun begins. Iris's next quote, great personal style is an extreme curiosity about yourself. Let's talk about self-discovery through fashion. You know, Iris didn't just throw on random clothes. She played, she explored. She asked, what happens if I put this over that? What if I mix high and low? Vintage with modern. And that is what style is. Curiosity in motion. And you know what? You don't need to have it all figured out. Try something new. Play with silhouettes. Put on the jacket you keep telling yourself is too much. And that's where you're going to discover what really lights you up. Because you know, fashion isn't about following the rules. It's about asking better questions. Iris's next quote for us, if your hair is done properly and you have on good shoes, you can get away with anything. This quote is cheeky, and it's true. Let's break it down. First, hair. You don't need to spend hours on it, but having hair that feels like you changes everything. Even if it's a messy bun, when it's intentional, it works. And then shoes. Iris knew that shoes ground your outfit, literally and stylistically. A good pair of shoes can elevate even the simplest look. You could be wearing leggings and a tee, but add a sleek pair of boots and a polished bun. Suddenly, you look put together. The point here is don't overcomplicate things. You just need to nail 2 things, and the rest will fall into place. Iris's next quote, you have to try it. You only have one trip, and you've got to remember that. This one gets me every time, because it's not just about clothes, it's about life. How often do we hold back? I'm too old for that. What will people think? Iris lived to 102 years old and never stopped experimenting, evolving, and enjoying the process. She wore what she loved. She said what she thought, and she reminded us all of this. This is your one shot. If you've been waiting to try something, a new hairstyle, a leather jacket, a red lip, what are you waiting for? This is your trip. Make it count. The next quote we have from Iris, I never expect people to agree with me. I just say what I think. This is where Iris's legacy lives on. Not in her closet, but in her courage. She didn't need applause. She didn't dress for likes. She spoke her mind and dressed her truth. And in a world that's constantly trying to shrink women, especially when we get older, Iris was a walking example that we can expand and do it boldly. So speak up. Wear what you want. You don't need everyone to agree. You just need to feel like yourself. Iris Apfel taught us that fashion isn't about rules. It's about expression. It's how we say, I'm here, I matter, and I'm not done yet. If you loved this Iris-inspired pep talk, which quote hit home for you? Let me know in the comments. You know I love hearing from you. Stay gorgeous, and I'll see you in the next video.